So now it's months between the final episode. I'm trying to live my life. I'm stressed out. You can't tell anyone anything. And then there's going to be a live finale. It's towards Christmas. And it's like December, I think. And Paul Allen, the founder of Microsoft, was a friend of mine. That's a different story how I know him. David Geffen years ago, who will verify this because all these stories are true. On Carbon Canyon, which is the fancy beach, I used to work for Jerry Bruckheimer. And one of our jobs was to go to his house in Malibu, and the really rich, like Sylvester Stallone and billionaires, Larry Ellison and Nobu and all that, and get the house ready for the next person who was going to rent it out, because Steve Tisch and Jennifer Tilly, this actress, one was coming in, one was going out. I know my life is ridiculous. This is what was happening. And David Geffen lived next door, and we would see him, and he asked me if I'd come over and be the dinner date, not like date, but like a dinner date for Paul Allen, the founder of Microsoft, because he's like, I need someone smart to sit next to him and talk to him. And we screened the movie Clueless with Alicia Silverstone not Clueless, the other one, American Pie with Tara Reid, sorry. And there were agents there and all that, and I met Paul Allen. So when I went to do The Apprentice, and during this lag, Paul told me, oh, I'm friends with Martha. I told her that I knew you. I was like, fuck. The first strike was her seeing my Louis Vuitton suit in my closet. Now the second strike is I'm friends with Paul Allen. That's not gonna help. These are not gonna help. Not with a woman like her. Not like Martha Stewart. No way. No way. She doesn't want me to feel like any version of a peer. I already knew that. And I was like, shit, 2 strikes, you're out. 2 strikes, you're almost out. So then it was the day of the live finale. I gave myself what I think is the 3rd strike. The day of the live finale, 2 things happened. One, we did her talk show, the Martha Stewart talk show. And my boobs were bigger. And she like said something about it because I had gotten an implant to try to give myself a lift. I got them taken out, but they were like swollen there. And I believe she noticed it because she said something about it that morning. And I remember saying it to Marcella and being like, why did she just say that? And if you ever saw the finale later, the live finale, she says, you feel the need to make a physical impression. I don't know why, but it felt like it bothered her. I cannot speak for her. She would say it didn't happen. This is my experience. This is my opinion. I'm not saying it's a fact. I cannot get inside her brain. I just felt a certain kind of way about it. I had big boobs and I was like, why did I do that? But I was in my head. I was desperate. I was broke. I needed the job. I needed the money. I wanted to democratize style like she did health. I wanted the job. I was obsessed with going in there and being a power. I didn't realize the job wouldn't be a real job. None of this occurred to me. So that day was the morning talk show. We all were on the talk show. And then maybe it was that night or the next day, I'm mixing the finale was around then. I go to Barney's and I see Bill Clinton with his daughter, Chelsea, with like 2 to 3 in security. It wasn't crowded there. It was the day of the live finale. I say hi to Bill Clinton. Incidentally, you'll never believe this part. This is a fact. Standing on top of the stairs, he's with Chelsea, and he had something in his teeth. He had like a piece of spinach or lettuce, and I told him, and he took it out. He laughed. You know what I mean? It was not a big deal. I'm just saying it was crazy that happened. And I told him some story he doesn't care. I was like, oh my God, tonight I'm in the finale for the whatever, blah, 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 Martha Stewart. Like, that was the biggest thing in my life. And I made the mistake of coming back and telling Mark and telling Martha that story for the live finale. And I was like, you idiot. Why did you name drop? Like, this is going to be bad. And it may not have been the reason. But I did not win. I was the runner-up. And that was fine, except for the way that Martha said it. It was like, ironically, like Trump, when he fired the people, he'd be like, you worked so hard, everybody did this, everybody did that. Like Martha was like, basically trashed me. My friends were like crying. My best friend, Terry, who is, I lived in her house, and my other friend was there, and they were like, oh my God, I hate her. Like, I didn't say that I do. She was super like mean. Like she said, she was like, Bethenny, you feel the need to make a physical impression, you're a show off or something true, and you're not, which is not entirely something necessary here at Martha Stewart Living on the Media. Whatever, who cares? So now that's done. It gets so much better. It's hard to believe. Martha Stewart show starts airing, okay? And then we have the live finale, and I don't get it. Now, this is gonna sound insane, and all of this is true, and I'm not gonna get into all the details about this person, but a woman who became a housewife asked me to go with her to St. Bart's. And I thought it was kind of us going, and there was a man that was going also, and lo and behold, I was kind of by myself in St. Bart's. I was at La Tournée, this fancy hotel. Her friend put me up in a hotel in a cottage, and I was there by myself because the two of them were hanging out. I'm not gonna get into names, doesn't matter. So I get to St. Bart's, and I know Paul Allen, and he has a boat. I think he had the Octopussy, and he's also friends with Martha. So I'm in St. Bart's, and I'm alone, and Paul Allen invites me on New Year's Eve to go to his house. I know that Martha Stewart is in St. Bart's. I don't know why I know that. Maybe Paul told me. I don't remember. Rest in peace, Paul. So I wear the sickest dress. I will show you a picture of it somewhere because I wore it to the Victoria's Secret fashion show with my ex, Kevin Mazur, the big rock and roll photographer, years before. It was Dolce & Gabbana, black satin. It had open sides and laces, best dresses you could ever wear. And I swear on everything, I swear on my child, I got on the little tender to go to the boat, and I get onto the boat. And the first person I see is Martha Stewart talking to John Bon Jovi. And she says exactly this to me. John, this is Bethenny. She was on The Apprentice, like this is paraphrasing. She was on The Apprentice and she didn't make it, so she's mad at me. And I say, Martha, I'm not mad at you. You're like an ex-boyfriend that I'm still in love with. To me, that was a mic drop, and that was my entire interaction with Martha Stewart there. But wait, there's more.